Hello and welcome to Touchstone Gallery. I'm Rosemary Luckett, and this is my solo exhibit during the month of April 2016, Earth House, Nature's Dream and Us. Welcome to my work. In the past, I've been focusing on human activity within the environment, but this time, the work is about putting living creatures in perspective within the universe at large. I considered the history of our Earth House, as much as we know of it or can estimate. The Earth age is about 4.6 billion years, and the first cells, arrived on the scene about 3.5 billion years ago. An abbreviated history of the Earth could be shown in a 24-hour clock, and it would look like this. If the Earth was formed at 0 a.m., land and sea turmoil and meteor bombardment happened between 0 o'clock to 3:30 a.m. Life perhaps originated at 4 a.m. Algae at 2 p.m. In perspective, humans are just only recently arrived on the scene compared to the Earth as a whole. And since the living creatures have been around far longer than humans, I decided to look more closely at the world from the viewpoint of protozoa, flowers, and trees. Their existence and accomplishments, they are astounding. It took billions of years for them to change the Earth and make it habitable for humans. John Hay writes in his book, The Immortal Wilderness, "There are occasions when you can hear the mysterious language of the earth, in water, or coming through the trees, emanating from mosses, seeping through the undercurrents of the soil. But you have to be willing to wait and receive." And so that's what I did during the past 2 years as I was making these collages. So some of the images I make are housed like icons, and some take the shape of enigmatic faces or masks. My inspiration came from the Northwest Coast Indian transformation masks and Southwestern retabulos. Some works are framed in wood shrines to emphasize their iconic nature. The framework around my thinking was built in part by writer and anthropologist, naturalist Lauren Isley, Stephanie Kanza, Linda Hogan, Eduardo Galeano, and others. I dedicate this exhibit to the entire chorus of life, those 10 million species that we are only beginning to discover as we heavy-handedly chase them down the road to extinction. In the process of making my artwork, the gluing, the cutting, the thinking about the shapes and colors and so forth, I also wrote poems to kind of clarify my thinking about each piece. The protozoan mask, See Through Protozoan Eyes, was one of the first ones that I made, and this poem, Lineage, talks about protozoan mask. Lineage, return to the beginnings. Find the original swimmers, microscopic multitudes in vast ocean waves. Those first tiny wrigglers clumping together in balls and florets, inventing chlorophyll, making waters aqua and green, feeding the whales and teaching them to sing. Protozoa, primary offspring, cradled in the watery pool of life. The next of kin mask, biological rhythm. Billions of years ago, the world was barely a baby when one fine million-year-long day, bit by tiny bit, algae turned green and begat other Monera. Monera begat Protista. Protista begat fungi. The begats begat and begat, filling the whole earth with flora, fauna, and eventually us. Tree mask poem, Drop Your Axes. One cool, overcast spring morning, a hemlock emerged, gnarled, furrowed, full of burls. A story of the world. Tell me all your wild-born dreams, I whispered, and waited a long time. In time, the wizened tree spoke. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Put a spruce twig over your heart. We are miraculously closer to each other than you think.